Hello YouTube. I figured I'd make a video here of some of the current projects I'm working on. As you may or may not recognize from one of my past videos, this is my brother's 92 Roadmaster. As you can see, it's kind of missing something. Yeah, the engine and transmission's been pulled. That is because, as you probably saw in the background here, there's this red car sitting here with its front tire off currently. This is a 93 Chevy Caprice Classic. I can't remember the exact trim package, but it was whatever one came with the 305 in it originally. And anyways, one of the previous owners of this car ended up blowing up the engine, and the person we bought it off of pulled the engine and transmission. Anyways, the other reason why we actually bought this thing was because it has a pretty decent looking body. Nowhere near as much damage as this one. I mean, this one you could have kind of straightened it out, but it was just really, really hacked up. Nice bit of rust there, and this has been done, and this side's the worst on this car, as you can see by this nice big, this wonderfulness. Anyways, though, so we bought this car because it has a pretty good interior. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good overall. Fortunately, someone got a little violent here when taking the dash off to put the radio in. They cracked it there. Get some new motor mounts and stuff here for this, because, you know, putting an engine in, we kind of use new motor mount. We are looking into putting the climate control in from the other car into this car, because it's what my brother likes, so it's his car, his choice. And one of the cooler things about this is the speedometer. And yeah, sorry about the light there, but it's the only way you can really see anything. There's the radio, which isn't actually even anchored in the dash. But overall, though, it's pretty clean. This was a smoker's car, and it is a little dirty, and still smells like cigarette smoke, but certainly worse out there. Yeah, that's what the current plan is. However, this ended up turning to a little bit bigger of a project here because of the frame here. Now, let me grab a creeper here from the garage, so I actually get in the car and get a little video here of the current problem. Unfortunately, the frame on the 93 Caprice is shot. However, as I do not currently have a job, time I have a lot of. And we have a good Roadmaster frame sitting right over there with a bad body, and a pretty good body Caprice with a bad frame and engine and transmission. I mean, there's rust. Like, if you look, there's some right in here and a little bit of rot down there. It's a little worse on the other side. However, overall, this thing has less rust than the other car does. If you come over here, well, doors are all kind of frozen shut. Overall, though, it's not too bad. This door does have some light collision damage. Right here was hit at some point. And there's rust along the bottom and stuff. It's going to need brake lines, which isn't shocking. This is one of the more bad rust spots on the car. There's also some rust in these front fenders, too, which are going to get changed. Whatever. Let me crawl underneath the car here, and I can show you where the big problem is. It's with this wheel here. So apparently, this car had some really bad rust problems. Apologize here. Right here. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but this link here, this is the rear axle, has rusted away from the frame. I can take this and move it. Oh. Hey, I didn't know. I just discovered I had zoom on this camera. You can see here, though, this has rotted off of the frame. As you can see here, someone has tried to fix this before. I did not do a very good job at it because, yeah, that's just kind of flopping around there. As you can see, though, on the underside here, though, rockers are overall pretty decent. Not perfect, but decent. Someone jacked up in the wrong spot there. I'm gonna beat that back down, that part of the C channel. Actually, no, I don't have to. But despite all the pretty crusty looking surface rust on the floors of the car, those are actually still in pretty remarkably good condition. We gotta have to be careful in these cars. We jack them up or else you'll bend up the frame like that. But this frame, really, no matter what you do, it's not going to be safe because someone jacked it up here before and it got so rotted out so thin that it actually pushed the frame up. So that is the really big concerning part about this car. Only God knows how this thing managed to drive down the road and not kill anyone. I think it was actually lucky for the previous owner who was driving this thing, and the engine blew up before that killed him. However, because these are one of the last GM, either one of the last or the last, I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm pretty sure it is the last. And there's also really bad rust in the center fender here, but the other car, somehow it's really good. But however, because these are body and frame cars, you can pull the body off the frame and do a frame swap. This is a front-wheel drive modern car. You could not do that. It would be, with something like that, the car would be done. However, because I have lots of time and I get a good frame, well, current plan is to do a whole body swap on this. Now, if we come over to the other car here, the Roadmaster that is, crawl underneath here, because the way these are parked, you can see the same spot on this car, and I'll show you how it's supposed to look. This one's also been jacked up a few times in the wrong spot on this panel, so it is bent a little bit. However, not nearly as bad as the other car has been. So the frame's supposed to look. This still has a remarkably large amount of undercoating and paint on it, so this really is a pretty damn good frame. And the body on here, though, has had some pretty questionable shit done to it. Like, this was an attempt at a floor replacement. It didn't go very well. So yeah, the body on here, somehow this body has more rot than the other car. In certain spots, that is, the floors are all rotted. But the frame on here is pretty good. You can kind of see there's a few spots where the frame's bowed on the other side, and they'll have to be fixed. However, that's doable. Also, I see we have, it looks like a extra fuel pumper. It looks like a new fuel filter was put in. However, though, this car, the undercarriage, at least in the back part here, is in substantially better shape than the other car. Light rust, but nothing severe. So hopefully, this video turns out half decent, because there's a bunch of wind, it's really cold out, and I'm still not the best at operating a camera. But this is the 93 Caprice project. Oh, I figured I'd open the trunk up. I have the keys hanging up here for it. There's no battery in the car, so I did jump it, and the electrical in the car does work, and it did pop the trunk. Well, oh, wait, there they are. I have the keys. Also, I try to make a habit not to show, the key cuts on these keys here, because as some people may or may not be aware of, there are online places where you can take a picture of a key and actually get key copies made. I highly doubt anyone would actually go through the effort of making a key copy of one of these cars and, stealing it. However, I do try to like to avoid that. And you can see here, here's all the shit from the other car that's been just thrown in the back for now. The trunk does have a little bit of rot around the normal spots here in the inner wheel well. However, that shouldn't be too big of a deal to address. Yeah, I now get to learn how to pull two bodies off of these frames here and how to drop one on a frame. As far as I'm aware, the body mounts are in the same spot on these cars. I don't really think that GM would have changed the body mount locations because these are both B-body cars. I'm also going to redo all new brake lines on here because I tried to remove these and a lot of them I fucked up. Trying to get them off because they rust down to the fittings. And now that they're off, well, it needs to be redone. So, we're redoing the brake lines. The core support is going to come with on this car because it's in better shape. There's rust here. It's not perfect. However, I can make the best out of what I have. And save at least one B-body. Get rid of all the crap parts that I have. Yeah, the current plan, though, is to get a new fender here because it's kind of rotted. However, I hope whoever watches this video enjoys it, and it's the current project. I will try to remember to make update videos as this goes along. Oh yeah, I also still have the engine and transmission here pulled out. It's just sitting in the garage for now to keep it out of the weather, because it is February. This is absolutely beautiful for February in Michigan, but it is still February nonetheless. And here's the engine. It's just a standard 5.7/350 TBI. There's been a few sketch things done here. Like this is all the previous owners doing, nothing I did. Next only broke a few sensors like the oil pressure sensor and whatever the fuck this is. And here's the transmission, has a regular old 4L60. Here's the front end of it. This is a standard, regular old 350. As you can see here, I'm doing the transmission fluid and new filter, pan gasket, and everything. Get this engine and transmission in good shape to go back in the other car. Well, hopefully you enjoy this video. Bye.